I am going to be 100% honest with you guys. I just have not been satisfied with comic book movies recently. I mean, I'll go and watch them, but I don't come out satisfied. I don't come out dissatisfied either, I just feel nothing. And I haven't had a beautiful cinema experience since.
You just smile.
However, all that changed when I entered. Leaving the theatre after Birds of Prey, I was oozing to buy another ticket and dive right back into the theatre. Birds of Prey is everything I wanted a comic book movie to be. I want comedy, I want seriousness, and this movie manages to balance that perfectly. But before I talk about why it deserves more, I think I want to talk about why I love it. You know what? I can't lie. I can't. Marvel have been the successor for comic book movies this past decade, and for some time, I could see why. DC were pumping out these garbage studio controlled movies. They were limiting directors' creativity and replacing directors who had to leave. While Aquaman was a step in the right direction for DC, it still had a lot of issues and maybe not as severe as the other movies, but that's not really saying much. Then, DC finally did it. They gave us one of DC's best movies ever, and after this, I think Warner Brothers realized their forced studio movies won't work, so instead they called in directors and let them do whatever they want. And look how well it worked. We got Shazam, which I fucking loved. We got Joker, which scared the shit out of me. And now Birds of Prey, which changed my whole perspective on comic book movies. This film is beautiful. Its cinematography is, pardon my language, fucking beautiful. It's shot so stunningly. We can finally say goodbye to the bland, grey, depressing atmospheres in these comic book films and say hello to these beautifully coloured dystopias. It's been a while since I've seen a superhero film that actually cared about bringing these characters to life, instead of using them as some garbage cash grab movie. Gone are the days of heavily CGI'd fight scenes and boring mind-numbing action. Instead, we get beautifully choreographed action from the fucking John Wick director. I mean, come on, look at this. And you know what? It's not just me. Look at film Twitter. Everyone loves this movie, everyone adores this movie. But if that's the case, why am I seeing things like this? Tweets like this? I don't get it. After all the complaints about how the MCU is being held back by Disney's need to be PG-13, you now hate the fact that DC have decided not to hold back and give you this? Really? I don't understand anyone anymore. Birds of Prey deserves more. And here's why.
Can I help you?
Why, yes, you can. I'm here to report a terrible crime.
And what terrible crime is that?
This one.
My favourite part about Joker is how Arthur's character develops throughout the movie, and Birds of Prey, they do that too. Harley starts off weak, the whole of Gotham is onto her and she has no backup since she broke up with Joker. So obviously, she struggles. She can't even eat her own damn sandwich, but at the end, she's finally able to look out for herself and kill Roman, aka the Black Mask. And Huntress, she watches her family die as a kid and she's weak, but she finds this other family and she becomes this badass heroine who kills these murderers that killed her parents. Even Renee Montoya, a brilliant female officer overshadowed by her fellow male co-workers, at the end, manages to prove them wrong. These characters all have brilliant endings and brilliant development. And the best thing about Birds of Prey is that it gives the best character in this movie the best ending.
You know what a harlequin is? A harlequin's role is to serve. It's nothing without a master. No one gives two shits who we are beyond that.
Harley Quinn finally gets the brilliant story she deserves, and we couldn't have gotten that story without Kathy Yan, Margot Robbie, and Christina Hodson. They brought this movie to life, they gave us this wonderful story, and you know what? We don't deserve that. We don't deserve these talented people who committed themselves to giving Harley Quinn's story justice. And now, this film is seen as a failure to Warner Brothers and other studios. Yep, no other studio will ever take the risk of making a movie this beautiful. And I thought that studios could learn from this movie, learn how to make a brilliant comic book movie, not another stale, grey, bland movie. But no, that won't happen now. And that hurts. As someone who aspires to make a movie as beautiful as Kathy Yan's Birds of Prey, this hurts. I have no idea what may happen. Who knows if Warner Bros. Will go to do this style again. All I know is, Birds of Prey is the best superhero movie I've ever watched. So get up and go buy a ticket right now. And if you don't, Well, I'll buy 75 tickets and watch it myself. Okay, you know what? I can't just go on without any flaws. This film has one major flaw that I probably didn't like. Harley Quinn kept backtracking the story and it was very irritating for me. I just wanted the story to move on, and having to rewind every second was very irritating. I don't like having the story have to rewind to the beginning again and again and again when the story in general is supposed to be moving forward. And that's all I have bad about Birds of Prey.